guys. All right, welcome back to another episode of Called to Homeschool. Guess what today is? Today is my sweet little Briggy's 11th birthday. And Briggy is, I'm completely biased, but this kid is adorable. He is so cute. He is kind of a little redhead. And my husband's way dark hair, and my hair keeps getting darker and there's a lot of red undertone to it. My mom's a redhead, and actually my husband's grandpa was a redhead. So there's some redheads in our family, and he is this cutest little kind of redhead, strawberry blonde little guy with the cutest little freckles across his face. When this guy came, so it was kind of interesting. So I'd had the 5 kids, and I talked about this in an episode a while back about why I should have never homeschooled. And I had those first 5 kids in 6 years. My body completely shut down. I was in and out of the hospital, started having seizures, kidneys shutting down, all sorts of things, right? So actually, after kid number 5, we got rid of everything. I've gotten rid of everything twice. That's a expensive thing to do, all the baby things twice. So, anyways, after my Tess was born, we were like, okay, my body cannot handle another baby. And then I remember I had gone to the temple one day, and I came out of the temple, and it was just this overwhelming feeling of there is a baby waiting for you, and this baby is ready to come now. And I came home and told my husband about this experience, and he was like, okay, like, let's have this baby. So he is one of my planned babies. And they are all cute, but only 2 of them were planned. So the good Lord knew that he just had to send them to me. So, anyways, he was one of my cute planned babies, and his pregnancy went really well, and it was really beautiful and nice. And then he was my first home birth, and that was an amazing experience. And I remember I went into labor. My cute sister was 4 weeks behind me being pregnant, and I went into labor, and I was like, I'm just gonna walk. Like, I know walking really helps speed things along. And so it was March when I went into labor. March 29th is when I went into labor, and it was cold and snowing nighttime. So she and I went to an indoor track at a rec center. And it was so awesome because here we are walking around this track, and we both have these awesome big old bellies, and I am full on in labor contracting. And so I'd walk a little bit, and then I'd have a contraction, leaning over like, whew, okay, like lean into this, like feel the contraction. And we were a spectacle to see. And people are like, do you need help? Should we like get you to a hospital? And she's like, she's having her baby at home. Don't worry about it. Like, she's just trying to work this out. And so bless my sister's heart who came and walked with me. So anyways, uh, did that, came home. I told my husband, I go to sleep. Everybody go to sleep so that like you're awake when the actual pushing comes. And uh, we almost didn't even call the midwife. It was a really beautiful birth experience. It was so sacred. I remember my husband got up and he was like, I'm calling the midwife. And she barely gets there and says, like, you ready to push? And it was one big push. And I remember, like, this one's going to hurt. And he came right out. And it was just this beautiful experience. As a little baby, he slept through the nights really fast, and he let me wear him. And it was so sweet and so adorable. And he was just like, I just was eating him up. So that was fantastic until my cute little Briggy became mobile. And he has hands down been my most, what's the right word, energetic child that I have ever had. Like, as soon as he got mobile, he was destroying things, like absolutely chaos. He is the kind of child, the reason why child locks were invented, but he's also the kind of child that can get right around him and was like, this is like challenge accepted, mom. Like, you put child locks and everything, done. I will get around these bad boys. And it's so funny because with George, I didn't have to put child locks on anything. Like, he just didn't even mess with it. But with my Briggy, it was like challenge accepted, woman. Like, I will get past these child locks. So we actually started calling him the troll because it was pure chaos for several years. We had to throw out all nail polish because we even tried putting nail polish up high. But he would somehow get it. And he would paint his sister's nails in their sleep. And but like get the carpet and get beds and get all this stuff. So I was like, just absolutely no nail polish. We will not be a nail polish family. Like, no way. We had to put him, he actually would get out of a bed at nighttime and unlock the doors and would go on adventures in the night. And we found out because a cop brought him back to us and was like, "Hey, your little boy's wandering the streets." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Briggy, like I don't know what to do with this baby." So we had a bunk bed that was really tall, and we had to take the ladder down, and it was the only thing he was afraid to jump off of. And so it was the only way I could guarantee that this child could come in at night, because you know the cute little like high knock locks that you can put up high? Well, a chair scooted over to the door, you can get those bad boys undone. Or if you're crafty enough with a broom, you can get those bad boys undone. So like it was pure chaos for a few years. He dumped out all the seasonings twice, shattered iPad, shattered cameras, and he wasn't even malicious about it. He was just so darn curious. And I remember I'd call my husband crying, like, "I don't know what to do with this kid. Like, he doesn't stop. And, like, do I take him in the bathroom with me? Because if I don't watch him for every second of all day long, like, it's going to be complete chaos." So, anyway, here we are, 11 years later. Well, you know, he's 11 today. And like he's been homeschooled his whole entire life. He's been with us always, and we have so many great pictures of him, of kids like, "Please quit ruining my stuff," and locking doors. And I think there's a picture, I think I posted on Instagram a few weeks ago, of where the kids put his shirt on the back of the railing of the banister, and to like not hang, when I say hang, I don't mean by his neck, but like his shirt was on the back of this banister, to like just quit ruining our stuff for a hot second. So what's interesting, like it was a rough couple years with this kid. And now here I am with this little guy turning 11, and he couldn't be sweeter. He is so kind and so sweet and so adventurous. So it's so interesting. When he was little, he would even pack camelback backpacks. And I don't know if he'd get a bladder or whatnot, but he'd get food and snacks and water, and like he'd like a water bottle or something, and whatever he needed, because he just wanted to go on adventures. He just wanted to explore. He wanted to see things. And it was so terrifying when he was little. But it's so interesting how it's all worked out, because he is so fun to take on vacation, because he will run everywhere and he will go wild. He did a triathlon when he was 6 years old. He did a kid sprint triathlon, and he did amazing. He won his age group. He might have been the only one in his age group, but we still count that. He's done 5Ks, he's done CrossFit for years. He just has energy like no kid I've ever met before. And this desire to create and explore, and just like, how does this work? He asks so many questions, which makes sense because it's a little kid. He just wanted to know how things worked. And dumping things out, like a lot of that was just like, I want to cook, I want to create, I want to do things. So here I am with this cute little 11-year-old now, and with perspective, right? Of looking back at those times and laughing now when I was crying then, of those challenges that we had with him, with this energy, and with him running away and him destroying things. And it's such a beautiful blessing that there was such a big space between him and the next one, because like that was rough. It was a really rough, and I can't imagine having a kid with that much energy and a newborn. But the interesting thing is, like, everything worked out. And it was a total challenge and a trial. And I know sometimes our kids can be a challenge and a trial and whatnot, as we try to understand them and get to know them. And it's so interesting to look back and look at things of his personality now, and see how those things are a gift. And he didn't know how to use his gift. His energy is a gift. It is awesome. It is so awesome to see this kid. Has a drive that you have not seen in little kids before. And so he had this drive as a little guy to figure out how to break child locks, and how to get out of doors, and how to get past all of these types of things. And that drive is just only blessing his life. He learned to read at a really young age because he had drive. He learned how to do some really technical lifts and whatnot in CrossFit because of this drive he has. He pushes himself in life because of this drive. He wants to be amazing at sports, and he wants to be amazing in academics, and everything that he tries. He just has this amazing drive to be the best. So it's so interesting when you're in that trial of like, this is chaos. I have no idea what to do. I want to tell you that everything always works out. It doesn't always work out the way you think it will, but everything will always work out. There will be peace at the end of the storm. To have faith in the journey. And if you are currently struggling with a child, I want to challenge you right now to look at some of these characteristic traits and wonder, how are these gifts? How are these blessing my child? How could this bless our family? What is the role that this child plays in our family? Like, why would Heavenly Father send me this child? What am I supposed to learn from this child? What am I supposed to teach this child? Some of the interesting things with this guy is like, I also have a lot of energy. And I learned early on with school that if he had a lot of energy, we just run him like a dog. Like, hey, let's go out, let's go on a jog. Before we start school, let's go run a mile or two. And just getting to know that, and like, what a blessing that my personality was complementary in that way of like, hey, I've got a lot of energy too. Like, I'm just gonna run you, and I can run all day. Let's do this. Then what can I learn from this kid? Oh my goodness, he asks the best questions. He teaches me all the time to continue to be curious. He teaches me all the time to still have fun. Like, everything can be silly and fun, and to laugh more and to do all these things. And so no matter what you're going through with one of your kids, like, I get it. It's not always easy and it's not always fun. But at the end of this, like, things are going to work out, and you're going to figure things out. If you keep pushing through and figuring it out and loving your kid through the process, things will work out. I want to challenge you to have faith in this journey. Have faith in the process of Heavenly Father gave you this child intentionally because of the things that both of you are going to learn from one another. And I want to challenge you to get really prayerful and get curious. What am I supposed to learn? What am I supposed to teach? And instead of, and you can totally still cry and have your bad days and your off days and whatnot, but consistently just keep trying. Keep putting things through. I hear sometimes people will tell me about a kid, and they're like, this kid is crazy. This kid is like chaos. And I'm like, I get it. I get it. I've had one of those. And I think that's why I was supposed to have so many kids, is to have quite the gambit of personalities. And it helps me to really understand what a lot of you are going through, because I've had a lot of those different personalities and those same struggles that a lot of you go through, and have faith that it all works out. And when you can look at this cute kid and you can say, like, it's going to work out. I don't know how. Like, I've got to run away. Like, how is this going to work out? I don't know yet. And having some faith in this journey, but like, I know we're going to learn something amazing, and it can be really great if you allow it. So I just want to, like, happy birthday to my Briggy. That this kid is, he's adorable. He really is. I just love his cute little freckled face, and he's a joy, and he's still a delight in our family and whatnot. And those were some hard years, but the growth and the things that we've been able to learn from him and the things that he's been able to learn from us are worth all of those hard times that we had when he was in his destructive phase. So I want to challenge you, no matter what you're going through with one of your kids, to take a breath, love them, get curious about them, pray for help from angels on this side and angels on the other side of the veil, and I know that everything's going to work out, and have faith. So I want you guys to have an amazing day, and I will talk to you next time.